Calvin Ford, what does he mean to you when you hear that name? What does he mean when you first hear that?
A father. Father. And then when I was coming to the gym, I was getting that love that I ain't have at home type stuff. So it was always like, Calvin, saying I walked through the gym, Calvin, like, looking for him.
But something far more toxic behind the scenes that forced him to walk away from Cal's career was not about boxing at all. The biggest split in Tank Davis's
ultimately forced him to walk away from Calvin Ford.
Not all on Coach Calvin, and it's not all on Coach Kenny, and it's not all on Gervonta Davis. I have been paying attention to that camp for a while. I know people in that camp. I know people around that camp. And I can tell you without a doubt that the major issue with Gervonta Davis and that particular camp was the fact that there's so many paid snitches in his camp. It was replete with family members and other people who, whenever they got a piece of information about Gervonta Davis, would try to go out and give that information to somebody else in exchange from
reached a breaking point after they with Calvin Ford and Kenny Ellis, as Davis's issues bigger story behind this began training Chrissy and Rock.
That one decision started a chain of events that Tank could not ignore.
These two men, they have had absolute impact, and now all of a sudden, you found this young lady. How did it come about?
Oh, when I got jumped in Compton, I didn't have no fear in me, and I basically whooped everybody that intended on jumping me. I left without.
And this has been one of the main reasons behind the split, grooming and polishing Tank, but the best moving forward of the time spent, as Calvin now holds memories and still wishes him nothing.
I head looking at how I was grooming him, how I was. I got video that a guy named Omar made. He heard me. He said, "Yo, we're gonna sign with Al. We're gonna get with Floyd." And I was just talking, and I didn't even recognize I said it. And that was 5 years before Tank even got where he was at. And everything I sit there and say, man, and people don't understand, what comes out of here and comes in existence, that's from your Lord. You already had what you had, because he already gave it to you. It's just how you go about getting it.
Yeah, very
so the story with Pedraza, Tank and Floyd went through some situations. It's coming out slowly but surely.
Yeah.
And I told Tank, I said, yo, I keep it real with him. I said, the main thing you can do right now is keep...
And it has been widely reported
that bringing Chris Eubank into the camp was a massive mistake, because Tank began to feel like his career was no longer the main focus. Frustrated and searching
bringing
for answers,
Chrissy in was a
he even
major
tried
mistake
training
for
with Ryan
Ford.
Garcia at one point just to find what he was missing.
What I was going through, like how I just fought in Compton, and I tried it out with, I'm trying to get trained by Ryan Garcia. That didn't go right. And I tried getting trained by some other people. That wasn't right. So then, it was more so like, it put me right back in Baltimore where I'm from, so it's cool. But I hit him on Christmas Eve. But I ain't getting no text back till a couple days after that.
The story goes even further. Tank reportedly grew furious with Calvin Ford and Kenny Ellis over allegations that they were leaking private information to the media and failing to protect what happened inside the camp. That kind of betrayal in his eyes was unforgivable.
Gervonta is looking up at the internet, seeing what's being said about him, hearing this information coming out about himself and saying, man, where is this coming from? Originally, and this was a couple years ago, I remember when Gervonta started getting upset with it and he started blocking people and getting mad about stuff. And he started telling Kenny and Calvin, you know, that basically not to be announcing things, not to say things about who he's going to fight next or what he's going to do next, because Gervonta started getting irritated about that. I also know that Calvin Ford stopped talking to the media for a long period of time. Kenny Ellis stopped talking to the media about
Gervonta Tank Davis and his training situation may not even be the person running his own Twitter account. During the discussion, Ford made a bizarre Calvin Ford addressed the rumors surrounding the revelations become even more surprising as more details continue to emerge. Speaking on a podcast with Smoothie King, the remark quickly caught attention, adding another layer of intrigue to an already complicated and highly public split between the two sides. Comments suggesting that Tank,
unaware of any official partnership between Tank and Jose Benavidez.
Davis's camp
is in turmoil. Man, it's crazy out there, man. On two fronts. One, word is that Gervonta Davis switched trainers again. And the second is word from his camp that they don't believe that Gervonta Davis is really the person talking and making the fight with Devin Haney. Absolute positive, just disorder. That's what I can say about that, man. And it makes me nervous for what's going on with Gervonta.
According to the exact words of Calvin,
I don't know. I'm just, it's like, I don't know what the big beef is. Why Calvin built you from scratch. Right. He has always went to bat for you, even when you make it very hard for someone to go to bat for you with all the shit you put you yourself and your fan base through and the boxing world through. And Calvin's always tried to say the right things to not offend you. Right. But hey,
to that, I'll say this, and then we'll do the
he stand down when you brought in Barry as the head trainer for the Lamont Roach fight.
Talked you up,
right?
And some coaches just made for it. Much people think I hate Sean Dad. How does that work? I'm not sure if that's a great matchup.
I feel like there's some comfort there.
Is that what it is?
I feel like that's what it is. I feel like there's some.
They both killers.
He's down in Florida, if I'm not mistaken.
Miami, yeah.
Washington.
Yeah, he's between
Seattle, Washington, Florida, Arizona, Vegas.
Yeah. He be everywhere.
Yeah. Which might match the lifestyle of Gervonta Davis.
Yeah. Surprising to see it. I think. But I feel like he's comfortable with Jose, and just telling y'all what I know. Sometimes that's all it takes. Whatever's gonna get this light flipped up, turned on, and keep it on. Sometimes it's comfort.
On the other, the boxing world is already reacting as if the move is a done deal. Much of that speculation intensified after Jose upmote Tank alongside Team Benavidez floated footage of Tank training, making their connection appear increasingly official. The videos quickly sparked debate across the sport and fueled questions about where Davis now stands. Weighing in on the situation.
If it started before the Lamont Roach fight or after it. But there was a time where there was some tension between that whole camp, right? Where Gervonta Davis started training with Barry Hunter, if you recall. And it seemed like Coach Cal and Coach Kenny might be out at that time as well. But correct me if I'm wrong, was that prior to the Lamont Roach fight or after the Lamont Roach fight? I believe it was prior to.
It was prior, because he hasn't fought since Lamont. So it was before.
And so I think everything kind of smoothed over. And at the end of the day, they had that fight. The results weren't exactly what Gervonta Davis had hoped for in a fight with.
It has been widely reported.
And honestly, if you pay attention, you can tell all that Rise podcast-ish and even the way Kenny posts, they forgetting the reason to be in it, right? And Gervonta Davis' response was, the reason why I won't be around them anymore, right? So he's basically saying, they are trying to claim the limelight, things of that nature, and that's the reason why Gervonta Davis is saying that he's not going to be around them anymore.
There was one before that. Want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so post that Calvin and Kenny are worse trainers than Bill Haney. Tank responded, no, they're not. They just in it for the wrong reason now. They want to be famous.
And said, he not lying today. I'm assuming he's talking about Tank. The response was, is that why you went to H-Town for a while, if you don't mind me asking? Yeah, but I still got faith in Calvin. He can get it together. Nobody perfect. Also respect how bro feel too, because our life and everything is on the line. So he's talking about Gervonta Davis. So they're basically saying, and it sounds like Simpson is confirming that Kenny and Coach Cal are chasing the limelight instead of doing what they need to do. Again, I can't comment on it. They're going to know better than I. They didn't seem like guys that were chasing limelight when I met them. They just seemed like down-to-earth, kind of wholesome people.
Of how direct and personal they can become. It revealed details about his speculation about his release into the tensions that may have been building behind the scenes.